name is Tevian, and I'll be presenting a project on the reproductive system for both male and female. So let's first start off with the system's purpose. The purpose of the reproductive system portion of the male is to produce, maintain, and transport sperm. The purpose of the reproductive system of the female portion is to produce eggs for reproduction, as well as to transport them to the site of fertilization, which is the uterus. Let's first start off with the male portion of the reproductive system. As you can see here, I have an illustration of what all of those items would look like. So let's get started with the organs of the reproductive system portion of the male. So we have the urethra, which is this dark portion of the picture where you can see where it goes up towards the bladder. This is the urethra. The urethra is a tube that carries urine to the bladder, from the bladder to the outside of the body, and as a function to ejaculate sperm. So basically, it holds the urine, but it has a portion where it ejaculates the sperm when the male is aroused. We also have the stimular vesicles. So the stimular vesicles, it's what looks like this. It's basically a pouch-like structure, so it looks kind of scrunched up. It basically produces a sugar-rich substance called fructose. It also provides the energy for sperm to move. We also have the prostate gland, which is right here. It, as you can see, it has a walnut-type shape. It adds fluid to the sperm. It also has fluid that helps nourish the sperm. We also have the ovulatory glands. They're also called the Cowper's glands. They're P-shaped. So that gland will be right here. It's actually connected to the urethra. That gland lubricates the urethra. So we also have the testes, which is this round substance right here. That is basically the primary sex organ of the male reproductive system. So of course, that's where the sperm cells are produced, and also the hormone testosterone that male reproductive systems will need. We also have the epididymis, which is basically a narrow, tightly coiled top of it's at the top of each testes. So as you can see, the epididymis is right here. It's a dark like substance, and as you can see, it actually connects to the urethra and the ovulatory gland. So they're all connected right here. So it's this portion right here that you see that goes up to the urethra. That is basically where immature sperm cell sits, and that's also where the sperm actually matures before it's ejaculated from the male reproductive system during intercourse. We also have the ductus derentia. They're also called the vas deferens. So that is actually this portion right here, where you can see. That is basically a tube that transports the mature sperm to the urethra. So that's where it transfers the sperm to the urethra, which it does come out after a man has been aroused. Okay, so I have presented all the things for the male reproductive system. We also have some male reproductive system diseases, so we can start with that. So we'll start with the benign prostatic hypertrophy. Benign prostatic hypertrophy. So that's basically where it is the swelling of the prostate gland, which is right here, that it basically is surrounded swelling. So get bigger than it really is, that walnut-shaped size. And then what happens is it makes it difficult for the man to urinate. We also have the hypospatus. That is a conditioning where the opening of the penis is open anywhere below the actual tip of the penis instead of at the tip. So as you can see in this illustration, there usually is a tip of the penis right there. So basically what they're saying is that it wouldn't be here, it would be below it. It would be anywhere except where it's actually supposed to be. All right, so let's switch the project to the female portion of the reproductive system. So I also have a picture to demonstrate all the different parts of the woman's reproductive system. So we have the labia majoretta. So that is the larger portion of the lip. So it is right here. So that basically enclose and protect other external reproductive organs. We also have the labia minora. So that's the smaller lip, which is this portion right here. That surrounds the opening of the vagina, and it also surrounds the urethra. We have the Barberloin glands. They are located next to the vagina on the both ends. I'm not sure if you can clearly see this on the video, but there are two portions, glands right here, that you can see that is right there. They secrete mucus. We also have the clitoris. So the clitoris is this portion right here. That basically is like a protrusion. It's very sensitive to stimulation, so it can be aroused and it becomes enlarged when the woman is aroused. We also have the vaginal portion, which is this little portion right here. That is basically a canal that's joined by the cervix, and it's basically is out to the outside of the reproductive system. So it's on the outside of the body, of the woman's body. And basically that is also known as the birth canal. That is where the baby comes through from the cervix, out from the vagina to come into the world. We also have the fallopian tubes. The fallopian tubes is basically the tube that serves as a pathway. That's the main portion of one of the main portions of the reproductive system when it comes to producing and fertilizing a baby. So the sperm hits the eggs go through the fallopian tube to the uterus, where the baby grows and grows and grows, and when it comes to the 39 or 40 weeks, that is when the baby comes through the cervix, out from the vagina to the outside world. Now, as well as male reproductive system has diseases, as women we also have a few too. But one of the most common ones will be the uterine fibroids. So the fibroid is a very common non-cancerous tube. So these fibroids, they're like muscle cells. They grow around the uterus. So that makes it's basically like little bitty tumors, like little lollipops. They can grow pretty big. I actually knew someone that had them. And basically it can cause miscarriages, it can cause heavy periods, and it can also cause other issues with the woman's reproductive system. We also have the endometriosis. That is basically the kind of tissue that usually lines the uterus, but it also, it can also line other areas like the urethra or anything like that, and that makes it basically hard for the woman, which actually creates heavier periods than normal. I also have my references of where I got all this information from. And then also the reproductive system for both male and female can be compared to the lymphatic system. Reason being is because they both have glands that secrete substances to the outside of the body. And that's basically also what the lymphatic system also has a portion where it secretes lymph outside of the body. And this is my presentation for the reproductive system. Thank you and have a good day.